Good afternoon. Today, in the next episode of our series, What's It Called? I want to talk about a few tools. In one of the groups I'm in, someone posted a question about a particular tool this morning and wanted to know what it was and what you might use it for, or what it was called. So I thought that was a grand idea. And so I've got a few here in front of me, and we're just going to talk about them. I'm going to tell you what they're called, and then some possible uses for them. But I'm always coming up with new uses for different things. So I would love your feedback if you've got different uses for things than what I talk about. I think that's the grand thing about life is learning something new. So let's get started with a particular tool that the person was asking about this morning. This is a dot tool. You would use it in with paint, making dots. But I use it actually as a scoring tool. This is my score board, and it also happens to have a paper cutter on it. But what I use it for is to score paper, and I use this tool to do that. Now, it came with a scoring tool. That's this. I find this cumbersome to use, and maybe if I practice more, it would, come to me easier, but it doesn't. So I don't use that. I use this, and it has two different size balls on it. You can also call this tool a stylus. And I use the small end, as you can see there, to score with, and then there's the larger end. And all I do is I line up what I want to score, find where I want to score it, and just pull down. Whoop. There we go. These are little grooves. And so this particular tool fits right in those grooves. And then whatever you have scored, you can easily fold. And there you have it. How to use a scoring board and what I call a scoring tool. Other people call this a stylus or a dot tool. So that is one of our tools. On to the next. Speaking of folding, here are several folding tools. And this one that I'm holding here, it was my original quote unquote bone folder. That's what they've called them in the past. They used to be made out of bone or ivory. This one is made out of plastic, I have to tell you. But I have used it until it has grooves worn into the point. So you could also use this as a scoring tool if it wasn't quite so jagged there on the end, or if I didn't have something else handy. But this is a bone folder, and what you do is you fold your piece of paper, whatever it might be, and let's get a different fold. Say I didn't have a scoring tool in a scoreboard. I would fold whatever it is that I'm working on and then scrape across that fold, and it makes a very sharp edge. And so that's what I use that for. There are a couple of others that are shaped a little differently, but you can use them the same way. These are actually scraping tools. This one, something similar to it, came with my my Cricut, but I bought this one at the dollar store. So you can scrape with it if you're scraping up vinyl off of a Cricut bat or something like that. But you can also use it um, as a folding, scraper. And you can use this the same way, just like that, or scrape things off your Cricut mat. You could use this in particular if you were trying to get a price tag off of something. Excuse me. It has a pretty thin edge to it. It's like a credit card kind of edge. And if you were to heat up a price sticker and then scrape it with this, it would come right off. So this is a good scraping tool. Both of these are, and I use them both for those kinds of projects. The next tool I have, speaking of Cricut mats and vinyl and that sort of thing, this is a weeding tool, and you would use this. I use it in a lot of different ways, but the biggest thing I use it for is to get the backing off of tape. When you lay a piece of tape down, like you're going to tape an envelope together, and so you lay that tape down that has that backing on it. I use it to pick at the backing, but I also have used it as a weeding tool to weed different projects and designs and things with my Cricut, whether it be vinyl or paper or what have you. That's a great tool to have. And this one, I got one with my Cricut when I bought it, but this one came from the dollar store also. And it is also good if you do not have your hole punch handy, but you need a little hole punched in a piece of paper. It will do the trick. It is very pointy and very sharp. And there you have it. It will do the trick of making a little hole for you. Also, something that will make holes. This is an awl, AWL, and it is very old. It belonged to my father. As you can see, it's bent a little bit, and I wouldn't have it any other way. This I also use to make holes, and I use it when I have multiple pages, multiple pieces of paper to go through. It is very strong and very easy to use. I've also got one that has a hole in it, and you put thread or string through it. But I use this one the most because it belonged to my dad, and I just happen to like it. But it's great for sewing signatures and putting them into your journals and that sort of thing. So that is called an awl, AWL. Then next tool I have, this it's an X-Acto knife. They have different brands, different names, but an X-Acto is a brand. This one came with my Cricut, as you can see. But it is great if you've got pieces of paper that you need to trim already in a signature or what have you. You can lay it on a self-healing rubber mat and trim those pieces of paper so they're all the same size. It is also great for cutting out designs. There's all kinds of things that you might use an X-Acto knife for. And that one is very sharp. And most of the time, they come to where you can change out the blade if you need to, once it gets dull or broken. Then, this is a scraping tool also. It is great for getting pictures off of scrapbook paper that you maybe have. I've done this once or twice or 100 times, that you have put down crooked. You'll lay it between the picture and piece of scrapbook paper. It will help get that glue or tape loose. But you can also use it for laying down plaster or something like that you are using on a stencil to make a raised relief design on a piece of paper or something like that. This is just good for everything. But it also is a type of scraping tool, and you can use it with your Cricut mats and those kinds of designs. And I got this one at the dollar store. This is a pair of tweezers, and they are great for peeling off washi paper, excuse me, and then laying it down straight. I use them for all different kinds of things, and you guys know that those are tweezers. I love the curve of those, so it kind of gets me out of the way of whatever it is I'm designing. Different from tweezers that just have that straight into them. And then the last tool that we'll talk about today, this is a piece of rubber. Let's see if I can get, there we go. Get the camera to focus on it. It has a kind of nubbly texture to it, and it is great for getting adhesives off of things. You know, you buy a frame at the thrift store, and they, of course, put the price sticker right in the middle. You can get the paper off, but you can't quite get that adhesive off. This will get it off. Especially if you heat it up a little bit and then use this, it'll come right off. It also, you know, if I was to get some tape on this paper, I can rub it and that tape will come right off. This is a magic tool, and it glue or tape, it will get those adhesives off of things. And this also came from the dollar store. But I will go through Amazon and link some of these tools that I can find on Amazon to my Amazon list, just so you'll have a reference. Again, you do not have to purchase those items through my list or through Amazon for that matter. They sell them all kinds of different places, but at least it'll give you a reference, and if you're looking for something in particular, you'll be able to find it there and know what it's called. All right. Well, thank you all very much for your time today. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a great Thursday, and I'll see you soon. Thanks again.